what's wrong with my model? Oh, stream started. What am I doing? All right, let's start. Let's get into this. I need to finish this today because it's been like 6 parts and it's been so many weeks. I was told that this game is like 4 hours long. I've been playing for way more than 4 hours. Probably like 12? No, way more than 12. Like 24 hours. Wait, let me check Steam. How many hours have I played this game? Anyways, while I check that, people come on in. I'm gonna wait for people to come in. While I'm waiting. 9 hours. That's 3 parts. Why have I played this? I haven't played this that long, only 9 hours. I swear, I've been playing it for longer. Okay, I don't know why then. I don't know what to check then. Wait, let me... Yeah, because last one was part 5. Oh, that's why. It's super short parts because I messed up. 2 hours. And then almost 3 hours. And then 20 minutes. And then 2 hours. Yeah, I can see it as 9 hours. Oh well. Anyways, let's start. I'm gonna start. I'm not waiting for people. I'm just gonna start. Where am I? Where did I last left off? Huh? Oh wait, no, I'm definitely... Yeah. No! Shit! Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Nothing happened. Hey Gordon, A Alpha Ace challenge. The stream won't end until you finish the game, bruh. Nothing happened. Hey Echo, welcome. What do I even do now? It overrides that. Okay, okay, Howdy, Pantera! Yeah, I overrid the files! Okay, we're gonna, like, go super speed. How do I fly through? Oh my god, I'm so slow! I swear, preferences, is there like auto speed, text speed? Anyways, how are you guys doing? Let's talk about something else. Can I like press and hold something? Yeah, I can't. Anyways. Yes. Part 1. First play. No. We're just gonna clip through this, okay? What do you guys want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So I have a story. I actually have a story because it's actually really funny and I'm super proud of myself for it. So my guitar tuner was out of battery. And I didn't know which battery it was, but I knew it was out of battery. So when I went to the store, I didn't know which battery I needed to buy. So I guessed out of like the 10 different batteries that looked basically the same. And yeah. And I bought one of them. And I think it was the correct one. But yeah, I bought one of them, and then I came back home, and then I tested it out, and it was the correct one, and holy moly, I was so relieved, because those things...
Perhaps she knew something Esther didn't. Self-voicing disabled.
Get out of here. I don't need self-voicing. This is nostalgic. I used to do that when I used to play VNs again, but without the mistakes of... Yeah. Don't those use some rectangular batteries? No, I use the circles. I use the circle batteries. But yeah. I don't know which battery it was, but it was like it was. Oh, get out of here!
Self-voicing disabled.
Yeah, get out of here! I don't know what you're doing here. Oh my god, we're so far back! Are you serious? Anyways. This is a workout. I swear, this is a workout. Ugh, my fingers. I don't think it's that battery. But I was surprised I got the right battery because... But yeah, I'm surprised I got the right battery. Anyways. Hey, Raphael, welcome! Hey, Raphael, didn't you talk about... Wait, no. How are you doing, Raphael? 2 hours later. How are you doing, Raphael?
Self-voicing disabled.
Get out of here.
Self-voicing disabled.
Yeah. I'm good. What I talk about? I'm doing good. Speedrun! Let's go! Oh, my fingers. Oh my god, I remember this! This is so far back! How are you doing? I'm doing good, Raphael. How are you doing? I mean, you said you're good, so actually, never mind, don't answer that. Hey, Arta, welcome to the stream. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the Salad Gang. I got the wrong battery many times for my lemon battery-powered phone. Really? Not the correct lemon. Not the correct lemon, huh? BTW, about my laptop keyboard, it was broken during the Ultimate Chicken Horse. Need to be replaced? Was Ultimate Chicken Horse that intense that you had to replace your actual keyboard? Sadly, yes. Dementameds? What's that? Where am I? Let me see. Let me just do this. Override that. Oh yeah, this. And then she need to get medicine. And then she's dizzy. And then why don't we start? Am I here? Where am I? Shoot. forgot. Wait, let me check last stream. Hey, new achievement, fast reader. That's what I do. That's what I am. I'm fast reader 101. Okay. Yeah, the dream. Remember the dream? The terrible dream that made Esther hate her? And I'm just, not hate, just like very, very guilty. Which she shouldn't be. What is this? Where are we? Wait. Oh! I remember this! Wait a second. Yeah, her father's death. When was that? How far away are we? Sky, not gay enough to play this? Okay, whoa, calm down. I am. It was the second time she slept with her. Right? Yeah! Okay. Got it. We're good. Alright. We have a long way to go, guys. Why am I rage quitting? What's with all the clicking? Don't worry about it. Don't mind it. Hey, hello, Siren, welcome to the stream. Yes. Very thick. I don't know why. The dream, yeah. Yes, I am on Earth. What about it? Yeah, it's a Yuri game. Well, it's a semi-Yuri game. Okay. And then her dream. After the second dream. Yeah. Here it comes. Here comes the screams and stuff. I don't know. I'm guessing this is how Isaiah died? Anyways, how are you guys doing? Okay, am I done? This is where we all ended, right? Yes. Okay. Completion time of 4 hours. The massive clicking, they're like, yo, this is instantly 4 hours. All the clicking is making me go insane. There's no clicking anymore. There's no clipping. There's no clipping anymore. Okay, let me see. So, father's death. They are on the bed, and then they wake up. It needs to be... Yes, there's no more clicking. Don't worry about it. Okay. Alright. Are we finally done? Okay, this is where we stopped. Now I'm gonna save like 3 times, okay? We're saving like 3 times. Yes. Okay? Good. Okay. No. That might be true. What? Ray's actually a he? I've been lied to this whole time? What is this? What is this treachery? You can cure insanity even with more, just drink the, what? What? Anyways, she could see Senior's small figure sitting in the chair before the fire, holding a mug of tea in her hands. Ah. When she noticed Esther, Senior blinked, her eyes drifting away rather suddenly. She took a long sip of her tea before lowering the cup with a faint smile on her lips. It seemed different, somehow. Thin, uncertain. Hello, Esther. I woke up early today and couldn't get back to sleep. I've already been doing things around the house for a little bit. Since it's raining, I'm going to clean the parlor and the rooms at the back of the manor. I don't use much, but you can go ahead and spend the day with Papa's research, if you'd like. Yes, I'm ready after intense training. Yes, I'm ready to play Cookie Clicker. Hey, Keytrix. Welcome. I already had breakfast, but I left some for you in the kitchen. There was something unusually strained about Senia's voice, as if the casual brightness of her words were forced, an attempt to show instead of her normal easy warmth. Well then, I'm going to start with one of those old storage room, I think. I'll see you later, I gotta make a strain, I don't even know. You uploaded the scream? Wow, that was fast. Finishing the rest of her tea in a gulp, she set her empty cup in the end table, swiftly rising to her feet. Yes. Thank you for the meal. Ah, it's all right. If you want anything else before dinner, there's plenty in the pantry. Gurgling the water from the... What the heck? What the heck? Good luck with the research. After a brief pause, she hurried off towards the stair, her swift footfalls echoing through the foyer. Her absence left Esther with a twisted knot in her gut. A sudden, almost nauseated fear that she'd done something horribly wrong. But how? But how? Senya had been acting perfectly fine the previous night, even curling up tightly against her for comfort. She didn't seem sick and hadn't mentioned a headache, so it seemed unlikely for the pain to be the cause of it. Okay. There, I gurgled. Perhaps she was just in a bad mood. Not everyone could be happy and warm for every moment of their waking lives. True, there was no use in overthinking it now, especially since it's probably nothing. It's only unnerved her because of the resemblance into her previous dream. That was all. I gurgled. That was all. What, do you want more? I'm out of water. Well, I'm out of water. Gurgling the water. Oh shoot, I got some water on my... Whoops. From the shower and making a mohawk hair. Yo! That's what I do. I make the mohawk with the hair, but I can't anymore. But I used to do that. Also, I've always done like... I've always like put water in my mouth, and then I did water art. I still do it. Well, that's a way to end this gurgling topic. What? What's wrong? Am I missing something? Cancel Skylag. I feel like I'm missing something. Is there some secret meaning behind gurgling water? The heck is that? What kind of secret meaning is behind that? Mohawk, you guys do water art? Yeah, I do water art in the shower. After forcing her tightened stomach to eat some of the food Sane had prepared for her, Esther returned to Isaiah's study. But as she reached for the door, she noticed it was fully shut. Had she left it that way yesterday? Just came out of nowhere. I think I missed something too. I'm confused. Yeah, me too. None. Non-existent. Like your channel if you do that again. The heck is wrong with gurgling water? What the heck? Why am I getting canceled for this? Water art? You put water like in your mouth and then you squirt it on a steamed door and then you just make water art. Yeah. What's wrong with that? The ears. Yeah, the ears. I said I was gonna go full werewolf mode. Hey, Pangolin, welcome. Oh, shoot, whoops. Are we even on the same page? I don't think so. Yes, I think everyone can. Keytrix. I've never heard of this? Really? Try it out. Had she left it that way yesterday, she couldn't remember much, not beyond the dizzy spell that had overtaken her. Sena found it. Yes, 'tis fine. I mean, bruh, shush. Wolf ears, pretty fun. Good wear, huh? That sounds fun. I don't know how it works. Like, it hurts when you get hit? No. No. What? Keep? No. No. What the heck? Also, the dono tab is... Oh! Pff, I'm sorry. I don't remember these gosh darn things. I don't remember these things. I'm not watching the stream. You guys are. No, I'm just making excuses. Sorry. Alright. Once she slipped inside the study, Esther lit a few candles to relieve the gray gloom, shivering a little from the cold. The study didn't feel particularly unsettling or eerie to her anymore. Instead, it brought her a strange sense of comfort as a place she can connect with somehow. I think I got the order wrong. Picking up the remaining books and papers from the shelf she started yesterday, Esther sat down at Isaiah's desk and pulled over a candle. Despite the heavy lethargy weighing down her body, she was still determined to get through at least a little bit of reading today. Carry hostage instead, escape excuses. Thank you for the bless you. Even if her efforts were ultimately fruitless, it was better than doing nothing. More sneeze, please. I can't just sneeze again. This is the first of your streams I've seen of this game. I'm stoked to not understand anything that's happened. Really, Pangolin? I've done like 6 parts of this. Alright. Well, this is a semi-Yuri. There's no Yuri interaction, but there is bond between girls, so I consider it Yuri. But yeah, it's a friendship between girls, as the description says. And reach, but what? Same. Really? Alright. As she picked up one of the books, a long rolled up piece of paper stuck beneath it suddenly fluttered onto her lap. One sheet smoothing out across the desk, Esther saw a familiar scribble of Isaiah's handwriting through the piece. Seemed a little neater, more formal. She even tilted it a bit haphazardly at the top of the page. Findings on God's spirits. Propped her chin up on one hand, she leaned forward in her chair and began to read. Yo, Gordon number 2! Bro, what is Gordon doing? Jeremiah, kindly read over these pages and tell me, quite honestly, if I sound like a madman. I certainly feel like one. I penned it half in jest, thinking I might turn it into an abstract for an Academy publication, before remembering that I told the head he was sniveling little bureaucrat with the mental facilities of a mosquito. Still, old habits remain difficult to shake. Perhaps you might publish it under your name, if you think any of it may hold water. At the very least, you might make some of it rusty old codders' hearts give out from the mention of anything remotely metaphysical. Preliminary findings on God's spirits. While Grandma is playing a nice Yuri game, I'm playing Re7 alone. At 2 a.m. God, I'm scared. Raphael, I'm right here. It's Yuri. Don't be scared of Yuri. Average fun stream watcher. Hey, break the walls down. I saw you talk beforehand. Why didn't I say hello? Don't question my things. Anyways, Anox, I saw you before again. I don't know why I didn't say hi to you. I forget these things. I think I'll stop now. Wow, that's a lot of hours. I'm playing Yukaza like a dragon with the stream playing. Yo! Yakuza, I mean. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to say that. Anyways, I treat and the pale Cachexia. Hello to you. I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of Resident Evil 7, the game I'm playing. I want to cry, man. Yukaza. Yukuza. I don't know how to say this! Over the course of several years of research, I have discovered a remarkable amount of literature on the universal presence of God's spirits, entities lesser known as the Afriel. In essence, they are formless energy, one that can travel from a human's surroundings to their physical body. Who attracts them the most is the power of strong emotion, the waves of energy released by feelings such as despair, frustration, anger, and of course, love. However, when they enter a house, they will begin to consume all their energy, numbing their bodily strength as well as the intensity of their emotions. Still, attempting as it remains to simplify and generalize them, the Afriel do not appear to be creatures of evil. It seems more accurate to describe them as forces of nature, following a primeval impulse to survive at any cost. They feed off energy of consciousness itself, leeching from both the impulses of the nervous system and the soul's connection to the universe. The informal title of God's Spirit comes from the fact that they are simply too overpowering for the current human mind. To coexist with them, it would require a divine level of inexhaustible strength. As for their existence in the world, for the vast majority of cases they are completely invisible to the eye. From my research, it seems likely that almost every human unknowingly carries at least several of these spirits within them, but displaces their draining effects under different names. Anyways, dude, you are watching kitten videos and playing that in the morning. What the heck? Wi-Fi on the head. Bruh, that's basically it. A Valorant Global Offensive! I don't play too much RPG, to be honest, but like a dragon is tight. I'm addicted. Nice. Break the walls. Yeah. I see. Looks like a spider. The only reason why I would do Yakuza is probably only for the karaoke part. I just want to sing with it. But T with the Wi-Fi. What? Oh, Ray! What the? I heard that this game is really good. What is that? Oh, Nox, nice. Have you played the old Yakuza games? YouTube in the house? Yo! I see. Curiously enough, the act of becoming overly conscious of this foreign presence seems to attract further Afriel to the host. There appears to be no limit to the amount that can affect a body. Indeed, the more that dwell within a person, the more spirits are drawn to them in a slow, steady loop. However, there have been several strange cases of the complete opposite occurring. A pure vessel, hitherto untouched by the spirit's invasions, can suddenly become highly insusceptible to them within a very short time period. Extremely stressed and powerful emotions may act like a magnet for the Afriel, drawing them in, if present, from the surrounding individuals and environment like a immense vortex. This may also occur with those already possessed, though it is even less common, for these spirits rarely congregate in large numbers. But the most interesting fact faced of these spirits is their potential connection to the common incurable disease, which is known as the pale Cachexia. If the Afriel do in fact exist, their possible relation to the pale is one that cannot be ignored. Indeed, if one connected earlier writings on the god spirit with the instance of those who have recovered from the pale, one could glean the true nature of the possible cure. With that said, the only potential cures one could surmise are disheartening, to say the least. One is virtually impossible and the other impossibly cruel. I will discuss these methods in an attempt to learn how they might be potentially achieved, but attempting either of them with our current knowledge of the Aphria would be thoroughly foolish. The crueler method is the more feasible of the two. It would be ultimately require. Bruh. Esther quickly turned the paper over, her heart skipping a beat. It was empty. Don't tell me Sina took it? Did she take it? I swear. I understand, though. If it was that bad, then I guess I would see that. I just went to a Blockbuster. I'm probably gonna play... Ooh, go for it. Don't sleep. Knox, nice quick check it. Noise. They said it. The name of the game. Yeah, the name of the game is a disease in the game. And this disease is basically slowly wearing down your energy and making you impossible to do anything. Like, you're just literally in your bed 24/7. And sometimes if you have the energy, you can get up and do stuff. Just keep the lights on, some calming music. You can do it. Sky might play Resident... No! No! No, I won't! No! It was empty. No continuation at all. But in his preface at the top, Isaiah had mentioned multiple pages. The others were close by then, surely. Scattering her pile of books across the desk, she searched through them with intense, increasing anxious focus. It had to be here somewhere. It had to be. But even after she combed through every book, went through every pile, and even ran back over the bookshelf to search through it, she found nothing. Isn't being in bed for 24/7 a normal thing? But she is forced to do it. Like, she can't, get out of this cycle. I can't believe it. She muttered to herself, so stunned and crestfallen, that the words came from her without thought. The Afriel. Esther still found it nearly impossible to believe they existed, but if they did, then Isaiah had to be on the right track. Even if he sounded skeptical of the potential cures, they might hint at something she could pursue further. It was, without a doubt, the very best lead she found so far. Why, then, did her luck have to suddenly run out like this? Man, it's here. I know it is. Clenching her jaw, she began to comb her way through the entire row of shelves, pulling out every stray piece of paper she laid eyes on. It felt like fate was taunting Esther, dangling a key to a condition in front of her face before hiding it away again. Sad. The missing pages were simply too much of a cruel coincidence. Why were these pages the only ones she couldn't find? Eventually, after what seemed like hours of fruitless searching, Esther fell back on the dusty bed in defeat. The frustration from such valuable information slipping through her fingers was all but soul-crushing. There was a chance it could still be here, or somewhere else in the house. But a fresh wave of exhaustion crashed down upon her, slapping away any remaining strength she had to go hunting for it. Curling up into a little ball, she closed her eyes, listening to the drone of rainfall as the storm carried steadily on. An endless storm, so heavy it seemed like it might wash everything away. She wished it would. She wished she could wake up to a new morning, to Seina's happy greeting, to a productive day in the garden and research in the study. If only sleep could bring something new, something different, something better. Huh? Something better. No, my model didn't freeze. Oh, I know why. My lights aren't on. I'm dumb. There. It should be better. My lights were off. Sorry. Something beyond a brief reprieve from the everyday burdens, the problems that were always still there whenever she woke up, but never could. Bring bed instead when getting off of bed. Bruh, just have it behind your back. Smiling grimly to her own foolish thoughts, she sank into the arms of a long and restless slumber. Oh, she's smiling. Skull-X model looking like a robot, exactly the same when she's narrating. I sound like a robot? A quiet, steadily knocking stirred Esther awake. Am kidding, 100. Hours must have passed. Much heavier darkness has replaced the overcast gloom from earlier. She slowly swung her legs over the side of the bed, rubbing her blurry eyes with a hand. If anything, the uneasy rest had only made her more tired. Esther? Are you there? Yes. You can come in, Sina. Oh my god, I was about to be so scared. What if it said like ... I'm not Sina, and then she comes in? Oh, I was about to be so scared. Now she's doing it on purpose. After a moment, the door slowly creaked open. I'm gonna be a robot. Sina stepped into view with obvious hesitation, as if she were afraid that what she might find inside. Esther, are you alright? She nodded. Have you eaten anything since this morning? No. I haven't been hungry. Well, there's some dinner left over in the kitchen if you'd like it later. Thank you. Her reply faded into a long, uncomfortable pause as Sina stretched on and on. I can't do the robot voice. You guys keep on making me laugh. I swear. Playing Yuri games in the dark, piece of cake. Try doing the same with horror game. Not so easy. True. Her reply. Okay. In reality, the silence only lasted a few seconds, but it was crushing enough to drive Esther past her typical avoidance of confrontation. Have I upset you somehow? You've been acting differently today. ... No, you haven't done anything. I'm sorry if I made you. You guys keep on making me laugh. Right, what do you mean? Okay, I'm just gonna do this.
Self-voicing enabled. Sina, no, you haven't done anything. I'm sorry if I made you feel like that. Sina, I've just been thinking about a lot today. Esther. The initial relief she felt from Sina's reassurance soon faded into uncertainty. Even if she had done something wrong, Sina might be too afraid of hurting her feelings to tell her directly.
No.
Sina, do
Esther.
you mind if we take a walk outside? Sina, it feels like a long time since I've really seen the moon and stars. Esther. Esther, of course. Let's go. Sina. Sina smiled at her faintly, but it seemed just as strained as it did that morning, if not more so.
Oh my god, my jaw hurts. Oh my god, my jaw hurts. I just kept the thing going, and I just opened my mouth up and down. I was like, my jaw hurts. Ow. She is using the voice of her What? I was looking for 5 seconds. Nothing happened. What do you mean?
Self-voicing disabled.
Yes, thank you. Alright, we're going out for a walk! Sorry, Ray. A stronger sense of anxiety began to gnaw at her stomach. Even as she followed the smaller girl outside, trying to reassure herself that she really hadn't done anything wrong, Esther couldn't escape the uneasy thoughts seeping into her head. Oh, this is so great. Ah, yes, let's go look at the amazing stars in the forest at night with the spooky music. Amazing. With the cold night air settling on their skin, they slowly made their way across the manor grounds. The silence had a deafening quality to it, far different from even the quiet shyness of their first meeting. It was as if Sana no longer knew what to say to her. A vast distance had opened up between them, so inexplicable and one-sided that left Esther horribly confused. Was she in another dream? Or had her earlier dream crossed over into reality? More likely, perhaps her dream was only reflecting the reality that had been there all along. Cat girl telling a bedtime story. I don't know who this cat girl is, though. But cool. I have, guess what, guys? Guess what? They had a 4 for 2 deal. They had a 4 for 2 deal. Mangoes! I have mangoes. I brought mangoes for everyone. I'ma eat them. I don't have anything to spit it on. I'll use this. Mangoes! I'll put you guys to the side over here. And I'll be eating mangoes here, okay? You got mangoes! Okay, I'm sorry. Gimme! Here, have one. It didn't go through the screen. Raphael, the mango can't go through the screen, sadly. I tried. I think my screen is cracked. What are you licking? I think that's the opposite of what you need to do. Yeah, I know! It can't go through the screen! Man, I tried. I threw it. It didn't work. In the midst of their quiet walk, they wandered to the cemetery. Why do they keep going to the cemetery? It's so unsafe over there. Through the maze of scattered graves. Sina seemed to be heading towards the pond by the mausoleum, her slow footsteps forming a path through the long, sinister shadow casted by the headstones. Being here at night unnerved Esther by itself, but with Sina remaining so eerily silent, it made her heart start to race even faster. As impossible and nonsensical as it was. Just scan the mango, real print it. She just smashed the mango to her monitor. You can hear it. I mean, yeah, I did. There was a thud. Just squeeze it onto the screen. My screen looks a bit yellow. I don't think that's a good thing. I swear bitter taste. It did. You ate your phone! Eat it! Eat it! No, don't eat it. Don't eat your phone. Here. Have another one. I don't think it's going through the screen, guys. Well, I'll just eat it in front of your faces. You guys can imagine yourself eating. You guys can imagine yourself eating it, okay? Okay. As impossible and nonsensical as it was, it felt like the third presence was right behind them. Oh god, that's scary. Right behind them. What's gonna happen? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. They're like right behind them. Okay. Okay. I thought they were gonna turn around and there was gonna be a jump scare. Hey, Kari, welcome. Or all around them. Good morning. Unable to contain her reflexes, she threw a swift glance over her shoulder. There was nothing her eyes could see. Noticing her anxious behavior, Sena gave Esther a confused look of Esther gave Esther a look of confusion. This not Yuri. This is Yuri. What do you mean? It's just a technically not ate it yet. Just kissing scenes. Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. Before long, the cold gray stone of the Monasteum was towering over them. Can you send over the link? I'm waiting for an oversized mango pic. Nah. Do I look like I'm having a stroke? I'm just eating a mango. mode. Hey, thank you. Tanny teeth. Welcome to the stream. I once ate a very sour mango and twerked. I'm gonna go back to my mango. Bro, I'm always eating. I swear. Oh my god! A spider crawled out of a banana? How does that work? There's no holes. Oh my god, bananas exist? Oh! What bananas are you guys eating? Bro, I don't want to eat a banana ever now. Worms and maggots. Oh! 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 Oh, God, no. I don't want to know about these things. A banana with maggots? Oh, God. Color scheme is cool. I don't need... I don't want to eat bananas anymore. Never in my life now. Alright. I ate a mango. I have 3 more mangoes, but it's too time consuming for the stream, and I need to wash my hands every single time, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I'll put the mangoes here if we ever want to eat any. Also, my thing is gone. Oh, never mind. I need a toothpick. I need toothpick. Because I'm done eating my mango. That's why I favored oranges and grapes. Grapes are nice. Bad bananas, I guess. I swear I never want to look at a banana or touch it. It literally makes me gag every time. Really? I like myself some grapes too. Hey, Koizumi! Welcome to the stream! How's it been? It's been a long time. I'm doing pretty good. You know? Check your Discord? Huh? What? Why? What? Oh! What the heck is this? What the heck is this? What the heck is this? What is this? I hate spiders. I'm afraid of spiders too. Yeah, spiders and clowns. I really, really hate clowns. I've been busy arranging my friend's marriage. Oh! Okay. Well, I hope that goes well. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll use it. I'll use it. I'll have me some mango on the side. Well, my mango isn't like this. I have a whole mango and I peel it with my teeth and I chow down on it. Oh my god, Keytrix, don't talk about it! I do hope so. Yeah, I hope it goes good. We have some mangoes up in here. Wait, can we like put this over this? There. It's mangoes in a cup, but not really. Yo! No. I'm not going to watch any videos. That way is less messy. I mean, it is true, but come on. You gotta have the wolf way, you know? You have claws and then you grab into a mango and you bite down on it. Slow to a halt. Esther paused beside her, wondering why they had stopped. Mango in a cup, in a mug. Let's go. And my mother's always telling me to eat one. Oh god. And back to duty. So wish me luck with these preparations. Ooh, okay. Good luck. Gordon, stop it. Please. Please. Give me mercy. I swear, I'm not gonna do that. Could we stay here for a little while? Or at least, I think I'll stay. If it's too cold for you, you can always head back to the fireplace. I'm fine. Ah, that's good. I still managed to end up with mango all over me when I try it. Seriously. How does that work? I wish I brought a blanket for the grass now. Sighing softly, she lowered herself onto the ground, the hem of her dress spilling over to lightly touch the pond surface. Yo, Ellie, welcome! Yeah, it's Yuri time! After a brief pause, Esther followed suit, pulling her own skirt in close to her legs. Yeah, no kissing scene. Another long stretch of silence clouded over them. They're too awkward to kiss right now. Esther felt acutely aware of the cold, wet grass beneath her, bringing a sharp chill to her bones as her Kurt absorbed it. No. Ellie, they're super awkward right now. You can't force them to kiss. Unable to bring her gaze over Sena, she watched the stray leaves drifting aimlessly across the water, greased by only faint traces of moonlight. No friend kisses? Come on, no friend kisses. Why? Gotta have some friend kisses. Don't you guys kiss your homies? I've been thinking about Papa a lot lately. There was hand-holding. True. There was hand-holding. They were sleeping on the same bed and cuddling with each other. What else do you guys need? I've been thinking about Papa lately. The way she was in the weeks before he died. The way he was in the weeks before he died. At last, Senior's quiet voice rose through the darkness. Devoid of their usual energy, her words were barely above a whisper, slow and monotone. Weaklings, we need kissing. You always have to kiss the homies goodnight. Yeah. You know? Whenever I'm at a sleepover, you gotta kiss the homies goodnight. Even though he'd always had the pail, he fought against it so hard all the time. He worked all day long in the gardens, forcing himself to eat when he grew too thin, and he always rose at dawn, even when his constant nightmares kept him awake. And he took care of me. Oh my god, there's still stuff in my... There's still stuff in my teeth. I'm getting annoyed. Anyways. Yeah, they hugged each other to sleep. Look. So cute, right? Right? Alright. Let's not mess up again. How can you do all that without kissing? This is criminal. And he took care of me all the while, always doing so many things for me. A pain resigned, longing filled her voice, devoid of any trace of hope. They slept 2 times together. When Esther finally turned to face her, Sina was gazing far off in the distance, past the pond, and into the thick, unending darkness that lay beyond. Her first instinct was to try and comfort the other girl. But at the same time, she had the sense that Sina wanted to keep speaking. It was the first time she'd ever addressed her father's death with someone, and perhaps the first time she processed it fully. It was me. What? What? Gordon, what? You slept. Wait a second. Sana, is that you? I don't know, the game decided to eat Sana. What? What happened? Those last few weeks when he suddenly started changing. They were so awful, I don't even want to remember them. Papa's face had this horrible hollow look, like there wasn't even a soul inside his body anymore. He couldn't talk to me. He wouldn't even come out of his locked room, no matter how much I cried and begged him to. No, that's Esther. And it's a girl. Curling her knees up to her chest, she'd rock slowly back and forth, still staring blankly into the darkness. Last time I only saw Papa come out was late at night. He thought I had gone to sleep, but I was waiting in the hallways like every night for any chance to see him again. But now I almost wish I hadn't seen him. Though her gaze finally drifted off over to Easter, Sena almost seemed to be looking right through her. She was somewhere else, far, far away, deep inside the recess of her own memory. Sena with that smug look. Huh? I watched him run downstairs, desperately checking the locks on all the doors, recreating them, covering up the windows. He was mumbling under his breath wild things about being hunted by shadows, things that were going to kill him. I felt like I was watching him go mad. Yo, Senya's a stalker now? Nice. Bruh. If they truly did exist, could it have been that Afriel could it have been the Afriel that drove Isaiah into madness? It seemed possible. Yet something odd struck Esther about it as odd. My cute daughter My cute daughter is secretly a stalker. Gasp. Isaiah had described the increase of spirits in a host as slow and steady, not something so sudden. But why? Why do you think he changed so quickly? An expression Esther had never witnessed on Senya before suddenly crossed her features, darkening them. Just before his health started to get worse, we had an argument. The only time I ever shouted at Papa, I was so angry back then. Yeah, but after I calmed down, I had realized what I'd done. I really just wanted to die. I felt like he was so disappointed in me, his troublesome, ungrateful daughter. I didn't respect his wishes. I didn't understand that he was only trying to protect me. All I did was make him feel alone again, right? Until the moment he died. No tears formed in her eyes. Perhaps she had already wept too many times over it, or else her grief went beyond any outward expression. She simply kept hugging her knees against her chest, staring into Esther without seeing her. She wanted so very, very desperately to comfort her friend. Friend? I don't know about that. Friend is a bit simple term. To reach out and pull Senya into a hug, giving her the reassurance that she'd never had since Isaiah's death. But Esther felt frozen in place. It was a depth to Senya's sorrow that she would never understand. Perhaps it was why the other girl had suddenly grown so cold towards her. Yo, friend, bruh. Girlfriend is much better. Yeah. True. You slept with Senya 2 times and hold her hand, and that's still a friend? I mean, I hand-hold with some of my friends. I think hand-holding is normal between friends. But sleeping and cuddling with each other in bed is, I don't know, it's a bit much. Some of my friends cuddle with each other, and they're not couples. So, I don't know. I don't even know, man. They're basically a living couple now. Yeah. Alright, bye, Raphael. Gotta go sleep. Alright. Good night, yos. Hope you enjoyed your stay here. All the words that came to Esther's mind were too shallow, unable to reach the pain that Sienna had buried away in order to continue living. She understood that terrible thought, and yet the science of Sienna's pain Look at what you made Sienna do! Finally, her words triggered a response. Her eyes suddenly refocused on her face, holding a strange mixture of fright and revelation. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. I really don't want to talk about it after all. Swiftly turning away from Esther, she shook her head vehemently. Kiss and end the game. Then we play CSGO. Just a simple peck on the cheek would be fine, but no, they just won't kiss. It was impossible not to feel stung by the rejection, even though she knew she had stepped too far. The reflective atmosphere grew tense and uncomfortable again, each second grated by a loud, discordant note. Esther, is it alright if I had some time alone? Esther's body abruptly froze up, like an icy knife just driven inside her chest, carving straight towards her heart. In the back of her eyes started to burn, a lump formed in the back of her throat. Hey Cheese, I'm doing good. Just finished breakfast. Nice. How about you, Cheese? But with a deep breath, Esther managed to numb herself to a reaction. Wordlessly, she rose to her feet. Unlike her earlier desire to stay close to Sienna, she now felt the urgent need to pull distance between them. Without giving Esther another glance, the small girl buried her face against her arms. Don't tell me they hugged! Don't tell me that's all they did! They are now cooling off. Now they aren't even in a relationship. I swear, if they hugged, that's it. It was clear that trying to speak with her would achieve nothing. There was almost a tangible outer shell around Sienna, dividing her from the rest of the world. Wait, never mind. They didn't hug. Hug but no kiss, huh? Guess so. Must have been oranges that time. What? Turning away, Esther began to trudge back towards the manor. Esther's just reaching something for the other side of Sena. Yeah, she couldn't fully process things at first. The world seemed surreal, as if she entered a complete different universe from the one she'd been living in the past few weeks. When she tried to analyze it all, to imagine how things would play out from here, it felt like her mind was too clouded to contemplate more than a few moments ahead. Before she knew it, she was standing back in the manor, staring blankly at the stairs. For a moment, she considered sleeping on the sofa. Sena clearly didn't want to see her, and returning to the living room was a good reminder that Esther was only temporarily a guest. But the more she reflected on the idea, the more it seemed like a childish, pathetic ploy for sympathy, a subconscious attempt to guilt Sena to gain her pity. It was better to just rest in the bedroom, even if she did risk making the other girl angrily at her anyways. She's not angry. She's not angry at you. She's just not where she is right now. She's thinking about things. Sleep, however, soon proved impossible. Despite the fatigue that still hung over her, strings of bitter thoughts kept warming into Esther's mind, infesting it with further doubts and uncertainties. She's giving Esther the tsundere treatment. Yes, the tsundere treatment. Bruh. Just woke up! Hey, welcome! All the things she could have said to comfort Sena better, to give her the support she was clearly longing for. An endless well of missed opportunities and imagined outcomes, ones where they had reconciled and not gone their separate ways. Good morning, friend-son. Top of the morning to you. She hadn't done anything wrong. The rational, level-headed part of her realized that perfect well. But another louder part of her said it was all her fault. She could have worked harder, acted more lively, learned how to understand Sena better. Oh, this reminds me so much of me. Esther wasn't the one who deserved pity. She wasn't the one who'd lost her father and had been living in isolation since the beginning. Good morning. I'm here, correct? Indeed he is. She was so privileged in comparison, and yet she still had the nerve to feel sorry for herself. Those thoughts clouded in her head like screaming voices, drowning out every rational plea to absolve herself of guilt. Sena deserves better. She'd be better off alone than with someone like you. Stupid, self-centered girl, never making progress, always falling back onto the same patterns of thought, and no matter how much she reassured you, it meant nothing. You're hopelessly lost in your own head. You're so very, very, very selfish. She tossed and turned, desperately praying for sleep to finally come and relieve her again. Until at some point... Ah! Who is it? The bedroom door finally opened. Who is it? I'm scared. Oh. It's Sena. Everything's fine. After a long pause, Esther heard the light padding of Sena's footstep approaching the bed with clear reluctance. A drawer opening, clothes shuffling as she changed into her nightgown. Then a small weight pressed down the mattress beside her, and the covers shifted upwards. She was lying facing away from Sena, and she could sense the other girl was facing away from her too. It felt so... strange. Oh, where's this going? Gordon, I don't think this is going a good way to what you guys want. It seems that they are very awkward. It's not like I wanted to see you. Nice, Ellie. You're changing the scene. It's not deep. It's not dark. It's just tsundere. Bruh, Gordon, you're like, oh, where's this going? They face away from each other. Uh-oh. Good night, Esther. A soft, nearly inaudible whisper completely caught her off guard. She was so quiet. She almost missed it. She came to collect her. She comes in and it's like, Senya. And she's like, Esther, where's your payment? I'm running out of food. Get out of this house, I swear. Give me rent. It was so quiet, she almost missed it. Senya must have been unsure whether she was still awake or not. She wanted to say something in return, anything in the vain hope that would finally break the awful tension between them. But she couldn't. A mortified guilt kept her petrified, too ashamed and afraid to even acknowledge the other girl. As if you didn't want to go that way, LOL. Hey, I never mentioned all of this was free. Hey, whoa, wait a minute. What are you doing still here? She came to her room, changed into her nightgown, and lied down and asked, hey, we need rent. Yeah, she's sleeping, and then she suddenly wakes up in the middle of the night, and was like, did you pay rent this month? So she laid in silence, pretending she was fast asleep. Eventually Senya's breathing fell into a slow, steady rhythm. As upset and hurt as she was, listening to the quiet sound helped soothe Esther, if only a little bit. It proved enough to help her slowly drift off, somewhat comforted that Senya had come to rest beside her instead of downstairs. It's free real estate, but it's rent. The circling thoughts in her head disintegrated little by little, falling into incoherent images and pieces until at last her consciousness finally faded away. The disease is now reaching its final stages, a steady degenerate of the patient's physical and mental state with brief episodes of elevated energy and intense panic. These symptoms are occasional, seen in those who suffer from the pain for extended period. There is still no documented case of recovery from such an advanced progression of the disease. I do not fully understand the cause of my sudden decline, but I suspect it was invoked by a powerful fear. The hallucinations I suffered inside the crypt caused me significant stress, which likely increased the pale's aggressiveness. When I awoke on the ground outside the Monasteum, it was already nearly morning. I suspect I must have entered a delusional panic as I fled from what I witnessed. Whether they were operations of the Afriel, or simply a reflection of my unstable mental condition, it no longer feels relevant in my last terms of illness. Senya, of course, had never entered the catacombs. After our conflict, she ran to my study to wait for me, in a twist of fate, that one place I never thought to search. In the weeks since then, my previous updated symptoms have not only returned, but triggered the rapid deterioration of my health. There is little I can do but continue my study and making use of my remaining time in the hopes I may. Isaiah. Man, I feel so bad for you. The pen fell from Isaiah's fingertips, clattering onto the desk. Blinking, he studied his own trembling hand with morbid interest. His pale, skeletal fingers were mottled with ink, like a disease had discolored his pallid flesh. But between a loss of motor control and energy, it was becoming increasingly difficult to write. It served as a constant, painful reminder for the impending reality he was forced to accept. He was withering away. His body and his mind were breaking down. Soon he would no longer be recognizable to himself or to Senya. He couldn't bring himself to speak of it to her. I feel so bad for Isaiah. Like, he's just going through so much, and he didn't survive in the end, which is sad. The thoughts of making her cry again, leaving that as one of the last memories they would share with each other. It was too painful to even consider. The almanac's directions to the city. The rest of my gold. Oh, where is it? Oh, he got gold? Bro, rich? Shuffling through and stacked up his papers, Isaiah attempted to work himself into a flurry of impatient, productive activity. It was his usual method of distancing himself from things he didn't want to think about, but this time, the effort only met with abject failure. Yo, that gold! Tears blurred his vision, burning behind his eyes no matter how hard he glared. Yeah, he be rich! They spilled over and dragged down his sharp cheekbones, falling into layers of parchment in a soft, muffled patter. I'm a visit Santa, dude. Go to Santa. It must be a noble. Maybe. How would she think of him when he was gone? Would she hate him? It would be fully deserved with how much he'd failed her as a father. He had come so close to abandoning her at the orphanage, even if that would have led her to a better family. A life in the city, a childhood surrounded by friends, a world beyond the boundaries of this forest. You'll be met with payment rent right away. Payment! Payment. Sana opens the door and was like, oh, you want to come in? She just holds out her hand. And then she has the blankest stare ever. She doesn't say anything. She's just like, give. A world that perhaps she could still find happiness in, even if it meant leaving him behind. But I just arrived. Nope. Rent. No, it's too late. Far too late for me to ever give her that. He mumbled under his breath, clenching his jaw tightly. Far too late. The best, I can picture that in my mind. Nice. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. You'll have a cute tsundere wife that will ask for rent every day. The best he could do was help Sena provide for herself, to live freely and happily when he was gone. That was all. He repeated those words inside his mind, trying desperately to believe them. Just there standing, with her hand towards me, asking for rent with a blank stare. Amazing. 10 out of 10. That nightmare from Esther turned Sena from must protect to LOL meme her. So true though. Oh my god. Because, okay, so that nightmare was like must protect to oh my god, I hate her to wait, she's not that bad. Oh shoot, let's not be mean to her. LOL, now she's a meme. He was oh shoot. He was hopeless, powerless. There was nothing more he could do. Nothing more. A nauseating guilt weighing not at his stomach. Slowly he began to reach for the falling quill, his fingers frail and trembling as they brushed its feather. If he could only explain himself to her. If he could go back, remake everything, patch over all his choices and falsehoods, all of his misguided words. Yeah, they both went a lot. They both had to deal with each other. I mean, not a bad way, but like the things that happened between them each other was a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of just doubt. Yep, shy, lonely rich girl to rent collecting tsundere girl. True. Do you know why she's so rich? Because everybody that comes by, she asks for rent. But she only had one childhood, and when he died, it would be over. There was no time left for forgiveness. Sena's now a rent collector. True. As he clutched his head with both hands, hoarse sobs began to leak from his throat. a pathetic noise that he loathed to hear. Grief, anger, fear, self-hatred, guilt, and final resignation. Blankly staring at the wall, a stream of wrenched tears swallowed his words. All remaining thoughts dissolved into empty regret. Young landlady. Yep, he wept. Isaiah finally cried, huh? Morning! Yo, landlady singer! Let's go! A beautiful sunny morning. She stood before the window, gazing up into the clear sky as she carefully buttoned her blouse. Santa was already gone. Just like the previous day, her side of the bed had been neatly remade, the sheets tucked in beneath her pillow and smoothed to perfection. Ah! They haven't been in a relationship and it already feels like they almost broke up. They had a fight, I swear. Doesn't this feel like a relationship and then they had a fight? This is literally it. As Esther descended the stairs, she could hear the birds keeping up their cheerful chorus outside. It felt warmer today. Summer was steadily approaching, and soon everything would be bright, beautiful, and flowering. Nearly a year ago, she'd set out during the same warm weather, full of determination, putting all of her faith into the plan she carefully mapped out. And now, after all this time, her closest lead was crumbling into dust. Perhaps it had been foolish to expect anything more. My Santa can't be a rent-hungry Cinderella landlady. In the empty parlor, Esther saw a small note left out on the desk. She hesitated to pick it up. She felt like she already knew what it would say. Huh? My Santa can't be a rent-hungry Cinderella landlady. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? Guys, I'm scared. Bruh. Okay, dear Esther. When we first made our arrangement, I was being too selfish. So I've changed my mind. You don't have to worry about helping me with chores anymore. I can handle things by myself. I think you should focus on finishing with Papa's research instead. I doubt there's too much left to check, is there? If you spend the next few days just going through bookshelves, it will be much faster than more practical than what we're doing now. Wouldn't you agree? I've set some food out for you in the kitchen. Please eat something so you can stay healthy. I'll see you tonight. Man. This, I swear, so many misunderstandings that I just want to go in the middle of these two and be like, okay, what do you feel like? You feel this? Okay, what do you feel like? Okay, you feel this? What do you guys think about this? Okay, you guys think about that? Now just hug. Okay, you're friends again. Get going. My god. Yo, I've entered the 30K zone. Bro. Left a note because she gonna hunt who haven't. She's like, yo, I'll be right back. I gotta go hunt some paid renters. Bro, I'm ranting. This relationship needs to stop. Okay? Someone's gonna get hurt. I swear. Esther, you need to be protected. I don't care. You know, I'm not gonna yell at anyone. The nauseated, anxious feeling in her stomach made eating seem beyond unthinkable. But Sina was right. If she wanted to finish going through Isaiah's research, she had to keep up a semblance of strength. Esther didn't want to be a burden to her any longer. Oh my god, I swear. Let me just tell you, one, they both think that they are a burden to each other, Two, Esther does not realize that it literally says on the note card, I feel like I'm being selfish. And then Esther says, I'm so selfish. This is such a big misunderstanding. Three, just talk it out and they would be fine. Hide that AUG. Nah, I'm fine. There's no AUG. What AUG? Imagine stumbling into a house in the middle of nowhere and later that day being stalked by a girl with white hair, and then and the white-haired girl has a sign that says, "Oh, pay your rent. You've been living here for a week." Huh, it's not like I want to see you again. This is literally an apologetic person having a relationship to an apologetic person. No, this is literally a literal person that blames themselves having a relationship with another person that blames themselves. The worst relationship ever, because nobody talks about their feelings because they don't think it matters. Literally, feelings matter. If you have something to say it, or also be worse. I swear, it'll be better to say it because you'll be happier, they'll be happier, that they know that you're happy. Everyone good, everyone good. No one's a burden. No one's a burden, okay? Can everyone just agree with me that no one's being a burden because this is your life that you're living and not anyone else's life that you're living? I'll hug my AUG. Hey, Gleam Eyes, welcome. Talking out your problems couldn't be me. Living for a week, bro, I just passed by. What? Wait, what? Calm down, I'll just hug my AUG. This is funny. This is me watching dramas on TV when I was little. True. Esther didn't want to be a burden. Esther, you say that you're the burden. You're living your own life. Deal with it. Deal with your being a burden with other people. When your therapist starts yelling, are y'all dumb? Are y'all brains messed up? Okay, it's just that I'm being impatient. This is why I can't be a therapist. I have the logic, I have the ways of fixing people's brains, but I'm just impatient. I'm impatient when it comes to people's brains. I'm just like, just think, okay? Just be selfish already. Oh my god. There are overthinking. Thinking that other might be thinking is a pain in the blank, but a lot of people do it. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal to be selfish. Be mean. You know what they say? That people need to be half mean and half nice to be an actual person. Nobody can be fully nice because the mean part showcases yourself into the situation, while the other part showcases other people's self into your situation. Okay? So being selfish makes yourself stand out and makes yourself a better person. It's literally like showcasing what you want out of a situation. Picking an ice cream cone and picking an ice cream flavor is being selfish. But you don't know that because you don't think that you are being selfish because you don't think that you're troubling other people. Anyways, I'm done ranting. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just some people are like this and I'm just like there's nothing bad about these kind of people. I think that they're just too nice for the world. They're too nice for this world and I want to hug them and I'd be like, you can live a better life if you just be selfish. And it's not that I'm mad at them. It's that I'm impatient when it comes with other people's minds sometimes. Because I'm like, I give you the knowledge, just take it and be better. I'm sorry. If I don't talk to Esther, maybe she'll feel sorry for me and apologize. Bruh, Ellie just makes this whole story funnier, I swear. You're just trying to make this a super selfish story. I said what I had to say. I put my feelings into it. I'm being selfish right now. Yeah. And nothing bad about it. Relationship guru Scalak, let's go. Nah, let's just complain about dumb people for the rest of the stream. No fish. I'm not complaining about dumb people. I'm not annoyed. I'm just sad that this is happening. I'm just sad, okay? Esther didn't want to be burn her any longer. After forcing herself to gulp down a small amount of food, Esther made her way back to the study. Being here so early in the morning, especially on such a beautiful day, felt strangely wrong. Good thing she didn't read it. Read what? On mornings like this, they often went out to the stream or had breakfast in the garden. Sienna had promised to show Esther more of her favorite picnic spot's food. ... I made fan art for Catgirl. Who's Catgirl? Attempting to force her in a way attempting to force away her intrusive thoughts, Esther resumed her search for missing papers. But the dull, unrewarding nature of the task left her mind far too free to wander unnaturally. It kept returning to her situation with Sienna. Slowly, she was beginning to piece together what had likely happened. Yesterday, the study door was closed, even though she'd left it open. It was possible that Sienna had shut it while passing by, but more likely she'd been inside and found the journal entry Esther had pulled out. With sinking feelings, she checked to confirm her suspicions, and surely enough the page was missing. But not only it was indirect warning left behind by Isaiah, but Esther had also kept completely silent to what she had seen. Sienna must have realized that she read it, and yet Esther was still in no hurry to leave, even though Isaiah clearly wouldn't have wanted her there. How could she ever expect Sienna to prioritize a stranger over the wishes of her deceased father? Finally! Finally! You have a brain! You thought outside of the box! I'm so proud of you, Esther! Sorry, everyone. Got to go. Need to prepare for the tomorrow holiday and festive. Alright! Take care, aloha! Goodbye! I try to talk to my girlfriend about stuff, but she's type to just ignore her problems away and gets mad if I bring anything. Oh, one of those people. Yeah, those are very frustrating. But yeah. Hopefully it gets better, but the only way you grow up and move on is to confront your problems. Oh, It seems, Gordon, it seems. A father who she obviously adored and who adored her in turn despite her bitter ways. Even if she felt it was so wrong to keep Sienna isolated, it wasn't her decision to make. And in the end, if Sienna decided to follow Isaiah's wishes, Esther had no right to hold it against her. She was only honoring her father's memory, living how he always wanted her to. She knew that, and yet Esther took a long, deep breath and tried to refocus. A heavy lump had formed in her throat. She had to concentrate to swallow it down, to force away the emotion rising in her chest. It was time for her to accept things and move on. She would learn a lesson from all this and continue her life with a greater wisdom to fall back on if it happened again. It would all be alright. In the end, everything would be alright. Golak ranted so hard that the game decided to change its own story. Such an interesting grandma. Did they even take a bath? I don't think they have the bath working. After a few minutes, Esther managed to calm herself down. Once she managed to regain a grip on her composure, she began to search for Isaiah's treatise with more focus, intensity, pushing away any encroaching thoughts or feelings as they came to her. Everything's alright. Shoot, I forgot the tones. Everything's all right. I forgot the tones! Ah! She deliberately ignored every journal page about his daily life, especially anything that mentioned seeing it, and concentrated solely on finding something about the Afriel. But as hour passed, and morning turned into afternoon, her efforts still met with no success. Skolak brain buffering. It was so difficult not to let herself get exasperated. She could feel her focus waning again, and the heavy weight of the pail only worsened the sensation clouding her head. Yeah, my brain was just buffering. Short steps, deep breath, everything is alright. Then up, I can step into the spotlight. She said, I can't really really seem to read you. I said it. Okay, anyways, realizing that it made more sense to take a short break than keep pushing, Esther picked up a random stray paper and sat down at the desk with a quiet sigh. The writing was even messier than his previous entries, scribbled in such obvious haste that it nearly became incomprehensible. Weak song. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to sing here with no memory of the song. But as her eyes roamed across the page, Esther found herself getting steadily more absorbed in the disturbed writing, as if her mind was falling into step with Isaiah's own. She could decipher everything, understand it, feel it, as if she was there beside him. I have boarded up the windows and barricaded the doors. I'm too terrified to light a candle, for its glow will surely betray me in the dark. I understand now that what I witnessed was no hallucination. No, I am not mad after all. The Afriel have not forgotten me. I fled into the darkness, and I stirred those living fears from their deep sleep. Some of them took hold of me, steeping into my mind and body to haste my decay, to ruin me with vengeance, but from the others I managed to escape. And now they're coming for me. They're waiting in the shadows, listening for my breath, and I can feel the same rejection of my life rising in my stomach like before, this bile of hatred for my own existence. It's their punishment. It's their pronoium of what they will have me do. They will drive me to kill myself. By writing this, I am only bringing them closer to me. They are so close now. Nothing will keep them out. Nothing will save me. All I can do is run. Oh, Isaiah. Isaiah, oh no. The quill snapped between his trembling fingers. A chilling draft had leaked through the window, boarded up and secure as he thought it was. His stomach began to slowly knot itself in pure dread. Not safe. He wasn't safe. They were almost here. Morning. Just until morning. He pushed himself to his feet, and in a suddenly clumsy movement, sending his paper scattering off the desk. A small beak of fluid fell to one side, spilling its contents on the floor, but the man failed to notice. Morning. That was it. If he could just run, flee, escape them until morning, he could still live. Racing over to his door, he froze as his fingers brushed the doorknob. Careful. He had to be careful. He pressed the ear to his door, held his breath, and listened. Silence. It was safe. With a shuddering exhale of relief, he crept into the hallway and down the stairs. He only needed to remove one of the shelves to slip outside. Quickly, quietly. Before long, he'd stumble outside the swirling mist that surrounded the manor. A frigid wind drained the color and feeling from his face, but it was a welcome numbness. Where? Knives out and run. Oh my god. Where can I go? Where? No, it doesn't matter. Anywhere. Far, far away. But not here. Slurred words rasped from his lips, clouded with the confusion of a man half asleep. He began to fall forward, but instead of spilling to the ground, the momentum sent his body stumbling through the grass. A lurching walk, then a jog. Faster, faster. He'd broken into a steady run. Bro, this is getting intense. He had to get away. He had to get away from it all. But his footsteps were loud. So loud. The faster he ran, the more they heard him. They were close. Now. Getting closer. No, he was safe. He had to be safe. Stayed safe as long as he kept on running. He thought he was safe. He knew he was safe. Had to be safe. He was safe until he looked behind him. Fear sliced through his skull. For a moment, everything went black. When his eyes reopened, he was running. Why? Why? He'd left. He was gone. They couldn't catch him. They couldn't follow him. No. He didn't want to die. He didn't want to suffer. They knew it. In that moment, the world warped and shifted. Horrible screams pierced his ear. Familiar screams calling out his name. Shouting, hating, weeping, screaming. The cries of all those he had hurt in his selfishness. No. They were in front of him, running from him as he ran, fleeing from those who'd come to collect him. Their voices warped and twisted into shrieks, cutting through his brain like knives of penance. Please, stop it, stop, no, please. He grabbed his head with both his hands, covering his ears. The sound only echoed louder. There's no monster here. There is no monster out there. It's only you. No, it can't be. Suddenly he staggered forward. All of the strength from his body was gone. In an instant, he crumbled to the ground, twitching and convulsing. Move! His body would no longer respond. Every function gone. His brain was trapped in a husk, a casket. They had buried him alive. He would lie here and rot, watching himself rot. Hours and hours, helpless insects and animals eating him. Every scream, silent. He deserved it. His punishment. The punishment they gave him. No. The punishment he'd given to himself. Whew! Oh my god. Oh, there was a hydrate? Oh, I'll hydrate. I need to get water. I'll be right back. Holy moly. Alright. So. Oh yeah, guys. What did you hear? Because I put my headphones off, so I couldn't hear anything. And then you guys were saying that they were screaming? Did I look away from the screen? None. Just silence. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe it's because it's not loud enough. I don't know. Alright. I hear screaming. You guys heard screaming? Alright. I might have not put it loud enough. I knew yeah, I took my headphones off. Ha! I did not hear screams. I think I just put the audio very low. Esther suddenly gasped for air. No, it was more a suspended silence. Then why did people hear screaming and some people didn't? Okay, that's a bit. Her legs burned. Her legs ached. Had she been running? How? How was that possible? Just a moment ago, she'd been reading Isaiah's journal. How had she gotten here? ... All of a sudden, hazy memories flooded back to her. A few minutes, no, hours ago, she had left Isaiah's study. Something had called out to her, a sudden, intense, overwhelming urge that she couldn't resist. A call to follow Isaiah, wasn't it? She needed to get away, to need out that manor, away from her own thoughts, and she tore down the stairs in panic, nearly tripping over herself, in frantic need to flee. There was no sign of Sana as she ran across the manor grounds. She must have been in the cemetery. But Esther ran the opposite way, into the forest, the same deep woods she'd come from, throwing herself carelessly forward. The scream is more of a nerve-wracking BGM. Okay. Had she been fleeing all this time? Impossible. When she glanced up at the sky, the sun was just past its highest point. If that many hours had truly passed, she had fled a decent way from the manor. Getting back would be a difficult task, especially since she initially found that place by sheer luck. There was no map, no compass. All she could do was try and strain her memory back several weeks prior and seek out the features she passed by. A ridiculous plan, certainly, but there was hardly any other options. She survived the night? Wow. Trying her best to keep her spirits up, Esther began wandering through the trees. She felt slightly dazed, both her lapse of consciousness and the events of the past 2 days. Earlier that morning, she thought she was fine. None in the best spirits, of course, but still prepared to make peace with it all and move on. And yet somehow her subconscious mind had grown so unsettled that she'd run away in a fugue state. Something that had never happened before. Were her real feelings truly that disturbed deep down? Had she been so upset with Sina's rejection that she fled the manor in an act of anxiety? It was frustrating and embarrassing to say the least, and she wanted to think of herself as far more resilient than that. But in the end, perhaps it was much more than just a friend throwing her away. Now I see why Yuri isn't part of the official tags for the game. That's why horror was one of the official tags of the game. Oh my god. When are we done? Ah! When are we done? I swear. The game has not ended yet. I swear, when are we done? Perhaps it was a confirmation of what she'd feared all along, that she was never meant to find what she truly longed for. Let me see. I'm going to go onto Steam. I swear, I gotta find how long this game is. Let me see. YouTube. Dude, what the heck? Oh, that would make more sense. They have more youthful playlist 7 parts, each about an hour long. Okay, this person lesser than me. 6 7. I still have a long way to go. Oh my god! I wanna cry. Oh, there's gonna be another part, I swear. Another speedrun? Perhaps it was a confirmation that she feared all along, and she never meant to find what exactly it was that she longed for. Esther couldn't say for certain. All she knew it was Sena embodied it somehow. The more Esther dwelled on that idea, the more afraid she grew at the thought of seeing the other girl again. Maybe it was better if she didn't go back. After all, the sooner she could distance herself and start to recover, the better. And of course, she didn't want to hurt Sena or make things any more difficult to her. She already done so much for Esther, and the thought of straining her further, especially after last night, seemed unbearable. I think we're invested too much in the memeing. Probably, yeah. Leaving then would surely be the best choice for both of them. Ah, I'm not gonna look. A horrible thought struck out of her nowhere, making her blood run cold. The watch. She didn't have the watch. Her medicine. There was no way to tell where she was. She would never be able to return to the road in time to call for help. If she only gone a few hours from the manor, at least Esther knew she had the chance of making it back. There was no other choice. If she didn't retrieve it, she'd fall into a catatonic state as soon as her dose ran out. She had to find the manor again before nightfall. Otherwise, everything would be utterly for naught. True. Oh, this again. When Esther began to walk again, her steps grew much more hurried. Nothing looked familiar, and yet somehow she still wondered if she hadn't seen it all before. She thought she remembered finding the manor in the east, the opposite direction of the setting sun, but the back of her mind she started to doubt if her own memory could truly be trusted any longer. Oh, this again. Once more, Esther found herself completely lost in the vast, lonely woods. This time, she didn't even have her meager supplies with her, nor the comfort of knowing she could survive the night. In a way, she felt like she was trapped in a loop, revealing a twisted, more fateful version of her earlier journey. Afraid of finding the manor, even more terrified of not finding it, doing her best to believe that everything would be all right. Did she find it? She found the river! Let's go! The evening steadily crept closer. Esther encountered a little stream running along her path. At first her heart leapt, but then a flash of fear overtook her brief hope. Was it really the same stream she played in with Sena? Or could it be a different one altogether? She didn't remember anything else familiar about the spot. Maybe if she followed it along, she encountered something else. Everything is alright. The stream had flowed to the right of where they stood on its bank. Or had it? With a sense of growing, empty dread slowly building in her chest, Esther realized just how shapeless her memories and thoughts had become. Perhaps it was why everything seemed the same, and yet completely different, with no solid reality she could teeter herself to. At any moment, a dream could become a nightmare. True. Night had fallen. It arrived far, far too quickly, cloaking the forest in a thick darkness that made it even more deeply confusing. She'd been running for a while now. Her eyes darted around, trying to desperately glean any memories or points of interest that stirred her mind, but nothing ever appeared. The stillness that surrounded suddenly felt eerie beyond compare. She could feel the rustling of leaves and the crickets and the nocturnal creatures that skittered after prey or fled from predators. But she never saw them. Nothing moved. Everything looked the same, like a painting and images frozen in time, never changing. If she kept going down the same path over and over again... Esther dashed into another cluster of dark trees. A horrible, petrifying realization flashed over before her. Isaiah's key. She had given it to Sina. With the warding charm that protected the manor, that meant... No. Please, no. Oh, no! She can't go back! Shoot! She wasn't able to be going back. There's nothing. She had nothing of Isaiah's. No way to regain entry after leaving the protected space. Oh god, that BGM is very eerie. That's why I took my headphones off. I couldn't. How far did the ward's perimeter even reach? Was it only a few minutes away from the manor or miles? It didn't matter. She had no hope of reaching the road, even if she knew where it was. No way of returning to the manor, except if she encountered Sina. But Esther had been gone all day. Surely Sina would have noticed her disappearance by now. If she'd been searching for Esther, they would have encountered each other after so many hours. Esther hadn't even strayed that far. Had she? No, she hadn't. She turned around and gone back the way she came. But what if she'd been running back towards the manor when she awoke? Desperately, frantically to try and get back, trying to find a way back. After all this time, she had only been walking in hopeless circles, never trying to get closer or farther away, only trees shifting while she remained in place. As she tried to curl her arms around herself for warmth, they seemed heavier than before, like they were being steadily filled with lead. Her flesh was still sensitive, but its high-pitched squeaking sound. Oh my god, I'm not gonna listen to this. Her flesh was still sensitive, but her muscles no longer responded like they usually did. A feeling as if she was trying to move a puppet with fraying strings. It was past the time for a dose. Ah! Ah! She broke into a sprint. Each step grew more impossible than the last. Her body threatened to collapse from the strain at any moment. It was as horrible as the doctor's warning, no, worse, for nothing could describe the sense of any control slipping away. I'm not wearing the headphones, you still can listen with a skull lock. No! Stumbling forward, she barely managed to catch her balance. Holding onto a tree for support, her legs seemed on the verge of giving away. No! I won't let it! Her fingernails dug desperately into the crumbling bark. She couldn't let go. If she did, there would be no getting back. She had to keep going. She had to keep looking. To fail like this? The loud thought occurred to her. It blared through her ears, growing, deafening her, drowning. It's still morning, and I'm afraid drowning out everything else. Who was really holding on for? Ah! At last her body could not support itself. She collapsed to the ground, whimpering, trying to push herself up again. After one last desperate strain of her arms. She felt still. Alright, have a good sleep, Echo. Even her eyes refused to move. Her gaze remained frozen, staring in terror up at the sky, no longer able to see what was going on around her. Panic flooded her entire system, making the world spin and turning her thoughts into fragments of fear. Suddenly she understood. She would die like Isaiah. Alone, frozen in horror, feeling the cold grip of death squeezing her lungs. Rotting while still breathing. Forced to remain conscious as every facility in her body broke down. It's just a nightmare again. Just a nightmare. Praying for it all to end. Please. End. Please, make it stop. Please. 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 A distant cry echoed through her head, something far away in the dark, shifting among those moving trees. Maybe it was coming for her. Maybe I had been waiting for her to fall helpless. Again, the sound cried out, closer this time. It was familiar somehow. Oh, like a dream, like awakened from a dream. Esther. Esther? Esther, Esther. Esther, please. Oh! Is it? That voice. Everyone applaud. Yes, stand up for the clutch. The clutch. Bruh, she defused that bomb with 0.01 seconds left. Oh my god. It belonged to Sena. She can hear her footsteps in the distance, running, getting neither closer nor farther away. If only she could call out to her. But she couldn't. She was completely, totally helpless. Sena would pass her by and forever believe that Esther had abandoned her. Esther, 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 Esther! Your payment! You forgot! Oh, where did you go? You need to pay me a few gold! Oh my god. She's dying, and then she's just like, sign here. Where did this come from? Oh my god. Had Isaiah endured this too? Had he heard his own daughter calling out for him, running past just out of sight? Unable to cry, unable to scream, unable to reach out for help, unable to do anything but wait. I can imagine Sena with her grin. Oh my god. Esther! Are you out there? She was so close. Soon she would pass by. Esther? Esther, please, please answer me. But instead of fading into the distance, the voices grew even closer. Closer, 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 until... Esther, oh no. A figure crashed to the ground beside her. Hey, Reflex, welcome. Warm hands grasped her shoulders, then frantically pressed over her heart. Oh, Esther, you're still breathing. Now kiss! Okay, sorry. I'm so glad. I'm so glad too. Oh no. Oh, you can't move. Oh no, your medicine, you don't have it. But there's no time. I can't risk running back for the watch. I heard Sena inhaling a trembling breath, desperately trying to calm herself. Then, thin, weary arms began to cradle her body, lifting her slowly upwards. I can do it. I can. At first, Sena staggered to her feet, as if her small figure can handle Esther's weight. Bruh, you don't die on me, you still have to pay your payment! Nice game, I see, yeah. But then, as soon as she caught her balance, stumbling forward a few steps, she slowly began to run. Yo! Let's go! Oh my god, this is... beautiful! Beautiful! Who needs a kiss? Who needs a kiss when you can just... Who needs a kiss? You know, when you have this. You know, this is... New CG. What? CSGO? I'll bring you back. Hold on, Esther. I promise you'll be alright. Her head rested against Sena's shoulder. It felt so warm, so comforting. She's not lost. Is she the protective barrier? Lame, no kiss. She's dying! Bruh, come on, we gotta save her first. Then the kiss can come afterwards. Sia had come to save her. The only thing Esther could bring herself to care about. How did she carry the tall girl? Well, it seems like she's trying to, I guess. Whether or not they made it back to the manor in time, it really didn't matter anymore. The smaller girl gasped and panted with effort, but her pace never slowed. Her footstep raced through the forest, so strong, so determined, never straying from their goal. She saw things Esther couldn't see, the hidden paths, the different trees, the stars that mapped the true direction. For her, Isaiah's words relented. There was no circles, only a straight, unwavering line. Through the final trees, towards the clearing, into the mist that had once warned her away. Into the manor that she had tried to escape from. Well, I came to say hi. I'm really busy. Bye-bye. Alright, Reflex. I'll see ya then. Take care. Yo, PSO. Pure adrenaline rush. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to whatever you're doing. Finally. After dashing up the stairs with Esther still in her arms, Senia ran into the bedroom. As soon as she set the taller girl into the bedsheets, she grabbed Esther's watch from the nightstand and frantically grasped it for its switch. Here. Your arm, the medicine. She pushed up Esther's sleeves through her hand, was shaking so much that she could barely hold the watch. With deep breaths, Senia steadied herself. She pushed the needle into Esther's arm. The unusual moment of relief never arrived, only a sudden wave of nausea. But slowly, steadily, the trace of energy began to return to her muscles. She squeezed her eyes shut and reopened them, blinking to try to relieve the raw, burning sensation. Death had grazed her so closely she could feel it, an icy cloud still hovering across her skin. Esther? Esther? Is it working? Esther, please, pay your rent now. Yes, I will pay it. Just give me some food, please. Forcing out the word in a choked, hoarse voice, she tried to offer Senia a faint smile. Thank you. No problem. Just give the money. Esther. You're all right. You're all right. The tears that she'd been barely holding back suddenly began to overflow. Sobbing, Senia threw her arms around Esther, burying her face against the other girl's neck. So, kiss? Never mind. As more of her strength gradually returned, she was able to drape her own arms around Senia. The intense shock made it difficult, if not impossible, for her to truly form any thoughts. All she could feel was an immense, overwhelming relief, a deep gratitude for every breath she took. I'm so sorry, so sorry. I don't want you to go. I never wanted you to go. Senia's tearful whimpers were soft and muffled. Esther could feel warm tears falling against her shoulder and trembling exhausts that followed each sob. I was just so sad thinking of Papa. I don't want you to leave, Esther. Please don't. Don't leave me. I won't. I promise I won't. Murmuring gently, she gave a tight squeeze of her arm around Senia, hoping to reassure her. There's still so much we have to do together, isn't there? Games, picnics, recipes, reading, exploring. Just date each other, come on. Y'all are practically together. Y'all are living together. They skipped everything and went into the living phase. I couldn't leave you before all that. She embraced her, wiped her tears, and hushed her gently, cradling her smaller friend. Friend! Friend! Let me repeat that. Friend! friend against her chest. But nothing she said or did seemed to comfort Senya. Hey, Terrence, welcome to the stream. Her whole body kept shaking like a leaf suddenly fragile on the cusps of breaking. Esther was almost afraid to touch her. Still, she gingerly stroked her fingers through the soft blonde hair and holding her like she let out everything that had built up inside. Hey, Steam Buns! Ah, yes, I like the way how I missed the stream. Ah, yes, you did. Not just from that night, but ever since her father disappeared. No one had held her, no one had comforted her, no one had told her that everything would be alright no matter how much it hurt at that moment. Esther desperately wished she could do more, that she could travel back in time to be there for Senya when nobody else was. At the very least, she could be here now. She could promise not to hurt her friend ever again. At last, Senya's trembling sobs and uneven breathing began to subside. From the way her chest rhythmically rose and fell, and her body limply rested against Esther's. Hey, Kana, welcome. She knew Senya had fallen asleep. Running all the way home while carrying Esther must have left her exhausted. If not for her surge of fear and determination, there was no way she could have been able to lift a girl Esther's size for so long. How I miss Esther, and like I missed the stream. Yeah, stuff happened, and yet somehow, Senya still managed to save her. ... A crushing sense of guilt sank down in her stomach. I mean, you can always... I mean, how much do you know of the story? If only she'd been more careful with her medicine, if she hadn't let herself get so distraught and irrational. She would never have caused Senya this kind of pain and worry. Esther had forced her to relieve the night Isaiah disappeared, struck by the same fear and despair of being abandoned. And she, too, had been close to meeting Isaiah's same fate. Oh, so sad. What the heck are people pinging me for? Oh my god! Yeah, I see it! I see it! Oh my god, wait. Oh man, that's so funny. What the heck? Yo, y'all, wake up. Y'all better wake up, because you know what's happening? You know what's happening? You know what's happening? If you don't wake up right now, guess what? I'm 2 minutes earlier from her usual 8 p.m. stream. Wait, can I even use this? I can use this as the actual thing. Bro, look, it's my stream. Oh, it doesn't fit. Ah, well. That's so funny. Okay. Put this on the side. Oh my god. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Alright, continuing on to the story. As she too had been so close to meeting Isaiah's same fate. If Senya hadn't found her at the last moment. Bruh, that made me laugh so much. Swallowing hard to hold back her tears, Esther gently detached from Senya to pull herself up. She was too exhausted to change into her night clothes, but at least she could put both of them under the covers. Pulling the fluffy comforter up to the smaller girl's shoulder, she tucked her in tightly, which seemed to lessen Senya's trembling somewhat. In a way, she almost felt too guilty to hold her again. But after hurting her so badly, did she really deserve to comfort Senya, to share her presence? No. Senya wanted her there. She still had to remind herself that, even after everything that happened. guilt, doubt, shame, none of it mattered anymore. Yeah, I can't handle horror. Sienna had already made it clear how much she cared about Esther, and doubting her would be the same as rejecting her. Back in the forest, lying there in the darkness, she had given into her fear of abandonment. No, I'm not playing Amnesia. No! But that was a mistake she refused to ever repeat. From now on, no matter what, she would trust Sienna. Her kind, dear, selfless companion. She would never let her down again. And somehow she'd find a way to repay her. Good night, Sienna. Sweet dreams. We got a kiss. Oh my god. Finally! Finally! I'm going crazy. Oh my god. Oi! Ellie! Ellie, we got a kiss! Oh. Okay, shush. We count those. We count those. We count those. Wait. Yeah, we're desperate, man. We've been waiting this whole 9 hours. We've been waiting this whole 9 hours. Whispering softly, she pressed a small kiss against the top of Senya's head. In response, the other girl would make a soft sound between a whimper and a sigh, curling up to Esther's side. Ah! So cute! Oh my god! My heart! I can't take this cuteness! Night, night! Night, Pangolin! That should be me. It's a kiss. Don't discount it. It's a kiss on the forehead. It's still a kiss! When she closed her eyes, Esther felt a powerful exhaustion sweep over her, greater than perhaps any night before. Endless thoughts kept circling in her head, dreadful memories and ghosts and the fears that she had while paralyzing facing her death. But the warm presence nestled up against her, fragile and vulnerable, and yet so strong and incredibly willful, soothed Esther's fraying nerves. Lame kiss, walls no. Come on! Come on! Go to sleep. I will. Sam must protect, lol, meme her to actually must protect, lol. Before long, she was slipping into deep and dreamless sleep, completely removed from all the cares in the world, yet still holding on to her dearest companion who held her tightly in return. Y'all can call it a lame kiss, but I call the whole thing cute as... Yeah, I call it so cute. Oh my god. You guys think that... So cute, I swear. It's so cute. You know, the forehead kiss is even cuter. To be fair. Stray leaves floated down the stream, slowly disappearing into darkness. It didn't show how they kissed. They kissed on the forehead. He watched them pass by with certain strange... The idea of leaving behind his research, those countless hours of experiments and writing, no longer bothered him. But moments like these, now that he was faced with losing them forever, the simplest pleasures of life suddenly seemed invaluable. Every morning in the garden, every thunderstorm on a spring day, every cup of tea and conversation at the table, every night clear enough to admire the constellation. He wished he'd appreciate them more. Skolak didn't say welcome to me. I will cry until I sleep then. I'm sorry, Rigo! I'm trying to finish this as quick as I can. Let imagine, run wild, bro, Rigo. Means no proof they kiss. Oh, come on. The game wants us to imagine it with our minds, I guess. It's just a dialogue. Oh my god. A kiss is really cute, to be honest. Yeah, they snuggled. It's so wholesome. Come on. It was like mother and daughter. Oh god, don't do it like that. No. Who's the mother and who's the daughter? I think they're both daughters. I declare that they did what? Bruh. He wished he'd appreciate them more. If only he could have recognized it all earlier. So many things never showed their value until they were gone. Yuri vibes. Oh, what? ... His thin, trembling fingers brushed across the top of Senya's head. She was fast asleep, lying contentedly on his lap. As their mother, Senya adopted, the stream is no longer say-so. It is very say-so. P.S. I got stuck in traffic. Alright. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. Stuck in traffic. Yo. He'd given her astronomical leisure that night, but despite her best efforts to stay awake, she finally dozed off halfway. You certainly worked hard today, didn't you? I suppose you did inherit my ways, after all. He murmured affectionately, unable to contain a smile, painfully as it was. It was the last time they'd ever spent time together. He realized it earlier, but he forced himself to act normal and unaffected as possible during their walk, despite an anguish he felt whenever he remembered. How quickly all these years had gone by. He'd never imagined it would end like this. Yo, welcome back! 12! Since he escaped from that mess and that fateful night, dark, irrational feelings had begun creeping into the edges of his mind, growing stronger day by day. Fear and resentment with little substance behind them, distorted images of both himself and Senya, twisting them both into reprehensible monsters. It was the same bitterness he'd felt so long ago, back when they'd first moved here together. Senya became the personification of all his misfortune and woe, a symbol of life's monarchy instead of his beloved, irreplaceable daughter. Grandma say mausoleum, mausoleum. He slipped into such thoughts without realizing it, and only in the middle of that bleak, hateful fog would he suddenly come to himself again. Suffocated by his growing paranoia and anxiety, these lucid moments were steadily withering away. Now he had to shut himself into his study most of the day, never knowing when a wave of delusions would seize him. My ex used number 14. She used to be called Alpha Heart 14. Nope, I won't be using her number, but, oh, that's sad. It sounds like a great name. And it's a nice pair. No longer could he freely spend his days working with Senya, for he constantly feared that those venomous shadows would make him say to her. Their whispers had become so frequent soon, he knew they would overtake his mind completely. But tonight, summoning the last of his strength, he had offered to take her on a walk by the stream, determined to spend one last, quiet evening together. How overjoyed she had been. She believed he was finally getting better. Again. But soon life would return how it once was. It was crueler to lie to her, in telling her that he was dying, He kept agonizing over the decision, which seemed to have no right answer. I'll tell her tomorrow, he always thought. But whenever a new morning arrived, she was so thrilled to see him outside of his room. Again, his will kept faltering. Then you have 13 more? You know what's bruh. He wished he could have seen her grown up. She already resembles her mother so much. No doubt she'd be a splitting image as an adult. ... In a clear part of his mind, he no longer felt bitterly towards Maranthe. Even if she rejected the life of a mother, and even if her disappearance had led him such a despair, she had still given him Sina. Nope. Rigo? Nope. The 15 Alpha was disbanded. I am the leader. That's why I called Ace. Oh! It was a group. Bruh. A group for what? Were you in a gang, Alpha? The 15 Alpha was a gang? And then you were the leader, Alpha Ace 15? Bro, whoa, what is this? Somehow, somewhere, he hoped she could find happiness. She deserved a life better than whatever he could offer. Just like Santa did. Street gang, oh... No, it's not Tetris gang. It sounds like it's a street gang. Oh my god. Alpha Ace is a part of a street gang? But it was disbanded. Okay. Bro, Alpha Ace. Moving slowly to avoid disturbing her, Isaiah rose to his feet, holding Senior closely against his chest. In a way, he was relieved that she had fallen asleep. He didn't think he could bear bidding good night to her, knowing that it would be the final time. But goodbyes were for the benefit of the living, not the dead. The memory would soon be hers and only hers, even knowing that he could still bring himself to disturb her peaceful rest. Perhaps she would forgive him this one last selfish act. Everyone went to prison? Alpha Ace? Turning towards the manor, he began the journey home with slow, lingering steps. He could sense the storm gradually approaching. Heavy rain was on its way, the type that would blanket the manor for a long, gloomy day. Bro, why Rico? But once the storm lifted, the fragile blooms of spring would flourish in its wake. Over and over again, year after year, no matter what befell them, they would always come back. Nah, everyone just got their jobs. Few of us got into universities. Oh. Even Grandma's questioning. I'm not questioning. I'm just curious. Why do I talk about my past? I do not know. It just came out of nowhere. A soft clatter followed by even a softer gasp. Followed by an even softer gasp stirred Esther from the edge of sleep. Oh. Her eyes slowly stirred open. A blurry figure standing beside the bed, fiddling with something on the nightstand. After blinking a few times, she was able to make out Sina's face. A pair of bright eyes flickering towards her sheepishly, matched by an embarrassing smile. Gah, I woke you up after all. Good, but at the same time sad, yeah. I wish I could get a job. Why, it's pretty interesting, though. Past is pretty interesting. But after I tried so hard to be quiet, oh well, it can't be helped, I supposed. I suppose? It's fine. I should get up anyway. Nah. Nah. As she struggled to lift herself upright, Esther found she could barely move without immense overwhelming effort. Oddly enough, it seemed different from her typical morning lethargy. Instead, she had the same feeling she had for the first day of work with Senior. A deep exhaustion from straining herself so much in a way she wasn't used to. I can imagine Tetris and Street Gang together. Is it just me? Ha! It was a much stronger sensation, but not unpleasant. It felt almost cathartic, instead like the satisfaction of pushing one's limit. I actually know someone at school that has a faster time than me. I don't think I can agree with you on that one, Esther, but they play on J-Stress, not Tetris. What you should do is rest, real rest, not work disguised as rest. Shouldn't you be the one resting after everything you did last night? Why can't they just rest together? You know, that would be so much better. Just stay in bed all day. Relax. That would be so much better. Nobody has to work. Ah, a faint blush rose to Sina's cheeks. Her gaze fell somberly to the floor as she seemed unable to reply for several moments, clutching the hem of her dress between her fingers. I rested plenty. Don't worry about me, please. Something about her reassuring words sounded almost pleading, as if the last time she wanted was for Esther to be concerned. Esther. Esther? What? Is it not Esther? Did I mess up? I feel like I messed up. Whoops. Whoopsies. I messed up somewhere. At the looks of it, it's a king or queen side bed. Is it not Esther? I swear. What is it then? Sitting down on the bedspread, Sina sighed quietly. A tension had broke between them, but it was impossible to ignore the difficult, unspoken questions that were left behind. Yeah, it's Esther. What's with the question mark? I'm sorry, Esther, for everything. For everything. What I said last night, for not leaving me. I know you need to go home. If Papa was here, he'd probably be really happy about that idea too. I know I can't go with you because this is my world. Maybe one day I can travel somewhere else, but I can't. Not just yet. The manor, the grounds, the forest. Taking care of this place is the only way I have to keep my Papa's memory alive. If I abandon it now, I'd never be able to forgive myself. I'd feel haunted forever. I'm pretty sure you were talking about me, about Tetris, but you mentioned Esther instead of me. Huh? Did I? Ah, sorry, Gordon. I probably messed up somewhere. But I'm selfish. I don't want you to go because I'll miss you. Finally! Can we please just talk it out like normal human beings? I'll miss you so much, Esther. I can't even tell you how I felt when I thought you'd left me. The H is silent in Esther. Oh, Esther? Yeah, how weird. Esther? Alright. She put on a small self-deprecating smile as she spoke, each word sounding as heavy as lead. Sina's confession brought her more sadness than it did joy. The one-side pain of separation was something that she could deal with, but knowing that Sina would miss her just as much, Esther, that would seem far more unbearable. Dang it, Rompa. Turning her head slowly, also welcome, Jackie. Turning her head slowly away from Sina, she gazed out through the window into the radiant sunlight that glimmered more brightly than each passing moment. I can't even imagine how much I earned from your rent payment. Oh my god. This place. It feels like another home to me. Even if it's only been a few weeks, I would never forget the time I spent here. It's probably silly, but I don't really understand why. And I don't really understand why, but working together, playing together, reading together, I think those moments were the happiest ones I've ever had. Aww, I could always be myself around you, Sina. Aww, you don't know how happy that made me. Aww. Imagine paying rent, imagine. And when I think about going back to the world where I have to act like everyone else, I wish I could pretend it didn't exist. Aww. But you're right. I can't stay here forever. Her eyes slowly drift back towards Sina. My medicine will run out soon. Sorry. If there's no real cure for the pale and I have to return to the city, then I have to return to the city, to my family. I promise them. Just bring Sina along, okay? So easy. Yo, super sweet. Check the schedule. She's planning on planning it one Thursday night this week. Yeah. No kissing. Yeah, sadly. As Sina studied her in silence, her posture drooped silently, like a wilting flower deprived of water or light. The somber, lonely weight in her expression drew Esther's mind back to that night by the pond when Sina had spoken of her father's decline. Mausoleum. 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 I don't know. Esther, when you leave. She lowered her head slightly, biting her lip. Would you ever come back? Monosodium. Mockery equals monarchy. Minotaur. I don't even know. Of course I would. I don't know when, but then I'll wait for you. Sina's quiet reply interrupted her. Bro, Mausoleum. Isn't that what I said? Patoator. Just go to sleep, you need it. Do I though? She looked up to see the other girl gazing at her with fierce determination. No matter how long you're gone, I'll really wait for you, I promise. Maloseum. I see. Even if we were apart for years and years, I'll always be here to welcome you back. I don't care how long it takes or how different you might be, or if you only walk by to wave at me before moving on. As long as I know I'll see you again someday. That's all that matters. You know, it'd be better if she just left and we just go to the world. Payment when? Payment when? No waiting, abandoned Sina. Oh my god! You got my dad's key? Pay the rent. She didn't understand why, but beyond any shadows of doubt, she knew that they would meet again. It's a promise then. I'll come back. ... If you don't, I'll be really cross with you. Really. Leaning forward, Esther curled her arms around the smaller girl, pulling her into a gentle hug. How long until this game ends? Bring Sina like a bad. Just take her. Kidnap her. She's coming with. I don't care. Sina snuggled tightly against her, the faint warmth of her teardrops soaking into Esther's blouse. Grandma's crying. Am I really, though? I think I'm just spiked. For a long time, they held each other in silence. It felt solemn and bittersweet, as if they were already saying farewell, even though it would surely be a while longer before Esther left. But in that moment, they finally understood each other. Their promise was sealed, forever set in stone by their shared, determined belief in it. A belief that would never, ever waver, no matter what. Not until the very end of time. Grandma is crying, joined Esther as Sina hug. Finally, they pulled away slightly, sitting before another, clasping each other's hand. Do you see this? Do you see this? They're not taking each other. They're clasping each other's hands. Now this is a hand-holding situation. Imagine Skylar just goes in the house and joins them. I'm just like, knock, yo, delivery pizza. Yeah, no, I'm coming in. All that sugar-coated talk from the narrator, just kiss already. Oh my god, so true. Something seems different about Xenia. What's different? What's different? Are you feeling something? It was a deep resolve in her eyes, hidden behind the gentle way she gazed at. What is this? Is there finally feeling? Is there finally feeling? Took him long enough to hold hands. The challenge was yeah. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Is there something? There was a deep resolve in her eyes, hidden behind the gentle way she gazed at Esther. Right? Feeling, right? I have a silly question for you. Esther. Oh. We're talking about the pail. 9 minutes time check. Alright. I shall witness this. 9 minutes time check. Alright, thank you, name. Also, welcome. Esther. Break my watch, I think. It stabbed me one too many times. ... After a short pause, Xenia giggled softly, shaking her head. I can understand that. If you were cured of the pain, would you marry me? Oh my god, I could see that happening, and then they just live in this... No, they wouldn't live in the house, bruh. I know it's a funny thing to ask. I was just curious. For whatever reason, Esther's reply seemed to have made her happy. Well, I think you ought to eat a bit of breakfast, then get more sleep. First, the kiss, okay? Let's... Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I left your favorites on the nightstand. The tea's probably gotten cold by now. Bruh, they're literally a married couple. I think I'll survive. I hope so. You deserve better than perish from cold tea, really. If you need me, I'll be out in the garden or downstairs, but I'll see you later, alright? She nodded. No matter how little time they had left together, it still brought her such relief to have things back to normal. Yo, nice smile! Cute! Oh my god. Once Xenia had hopped off the bed and left the room with a cheery wave, Esther poured over her tray of breakfast. Bruh, is my internet fine? Must protect. She hadn't realized it until now, but she had been ravenously hungry, so much that her stomach actually hurt a little when she began to eat. After a sense of drowsiness continued to see it over her, drawing her towards the tempting arms of sleep. She yearned to go outside and work with Xenia, not wanting to waste her remaining time in the forest. But her body still felt too weak. My wife, I soak. Must protect the young landlady. But her body still felt too weak. Without more rest, she likely wouldn't be able to get downstairs. Reluctantly, she curled back beneath the bed sheets, turning away from the bright sunlight. Just a short rest. That was all she needed. Afterwards, she'd go back to the study and try to search through the remaining papers. Perhaps there was something left. One last secret for her to uncover. Kate! 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 Kate, Kate. Keto. Kate. Xenia is Gordon from all that cooking can confirm. So dark. Her eyelids slowly struggled to open. It felt like her whole head was a fog. She could glimpse a trace of moonlight from the window. Had she really slept through the whole day? Her body must have been even weaker than she thought it was. Esther slowly attempted to pull herself up to her feet. Her legs were still a little unsteady, but she felt far better than she had before. Xenia was probably waiting for her downstairs. Perhaps Esther could still make it in time for a friend with dinner. Just as she was about to make her way towards the bedroom door, suddenly something... Doritos! Yuri was the cure all along. Something strange suddenly caught Esther's eye. I knew it. I so knew it. Xenia stole the papers. Xenia stole the papers. I knew it. I knew it. I so knew it. My genius big brain. A pile of papers resting on the nightstand. They hadn't been there before. At first she thought it might have been something Xenia wrote, but then she looked more closely at the scribbled handwriting. Esther, me too, me too. These pages. They were the missing part of Isaiah's treatise on the Afriel. Such a genius. It's one of Esther's bill. Oh, this is weird. And then on the list, it's like, Esther still got $1 million to pay. When had Xenia found them? Oh, Esther, don't be mad. No, Esther. No, don't be mad. No, Esther. Hugs, hugs. It's fine. Everything's fine. No, 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 no. No, we do not need another fight with these two. No fight. No fight. Her confusion and shock were soon consumed by a desperate curiosity. Okay, curiosity. Curiosity's fine. Just don't have mean. Just don't have mean. After hastily lighting the candle, she leaned over the nightstand and began to read. Mad Esther, bill 1,000 for unsolicited forehead kisses. All the forehead kisses. No. Oh! Oh, shoot. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh! No! Yeah, it's a new host for the Pale. That's how you cure it. Is giving it to someone if they're willing to. Oh. No. No, Xenia better not. Xenia. Don't tell me Xenia's gonna do it. No. Oh my god, that's why Xenia was so happy. When she said break the watch. Oh, man. Xenia, you're such a Xenia's just must protect. Xenia must protect. Oh my god. I knew that she was the bad all the time. What do you mean she was the bad? She's the good. Xenia is like she's a princess. Playing us for a fool, bruh. Ah, Xenia, a new willing host. The environment must also be suitable, at this case an area that attracts a large number of Afriel due to the concentrated essence of either the living or the dead. If the current sufferer and another unafflicted human are brought together in such a place, the new host accepts the entirety of the sufferer's burden onto themselves. The Pale will lift, and all the Afriel will be drawn to the emotional energy within the new host's body. The effects of the transfer are impossible to fully predict, but in the majority of cases, the host will no longer be able to function. There is only one other cure that I can ascertain for this mysterious, relentless element. Afriel. I don't know. I will refer it as the an ascension of the afflicted, the progress of their body into something that can live in harmony with the Afriel. This had occurred with breathtaking rarity, yet for those who did ascend, they were destined to become unforgettable and beloved figures in all ages to come. To best my knowledge, there's no singular way for an ascension to occur. Let's save this arc for the next stream. Bruh, no, we're streaming this. In fact, the ways are infinite. This is precisely why this method is nigh unachievable. For we cannot possibly say what defines it. For some, it could be a sudden flash of clarity beyond the fabric of our universe. For others, it is struck of them endless meditation and study and privileges of both mind and body. For a selective few, it came from only long, fathomless, unescapable solitude. We humans have not yet evolved into the stage of conscious achieving such a cure, for now it remains beyond our realm of comprehension. Indeed, perhaps the Afriel were never meant to be understood by us. If that is the case, then there's no amount of scientific research will ever obtain a true cure for the pale. However, I believe the singularity lies at the end of their arcane, primordial path. All who have learned to walk hand in hand with these spirits speak of a final destination, a last door in the end that leads into a new beginning. A place that Afriel would lead us all, but in our weakness we mistake their guidance for twisted malice. What lies at the end of the path, the languages of speech, art, and mathematics will never reveal. For ultimately, it spans beyond what thoughts and knowledge our limited minds may yet contain. All we can surmise is that there and only there at the threshold of this mortal world and all the unseen dimensions beyond it, the pale Cachexia becomes a gateway of transformation for the very soul itself. Yo, Esther, you know what to do. You gotta meditate. Transferring the pale, or ascending. Both seem virtually impossible, albeit for different reasons. Was it really all he had written? The only possible cures? If so, then, to her surprise, there was another piece of paper attached to Isaiah's writing. Chaz now a dictionary. Threshold. The inks still look fresh. A note from Sina. An ominous pressure welled in her chest. Esther tried to force it back, but as she held up Sina's note to the candlelight, her hands began shaking slightly. She needs to kiss Sina. Is what she needs. To ascend, she needs to kiss her. That's how you do it. Dear Esther, I hope you can forgive me. A few days ago, I found these papers. I've been hiding them in my wardrobe ever since. I was afraid you'd leave as soon as you found them, but even more than, I felt so guilty. Guilty for being too afraid to help you. Guilty for knowing what Papa would think, too. Until last night. I never realized how important you were to me until you left. When I found you lying in the forest, I thought you were dead. You looked like a corpse, even though you were still breathing. I don't want to see you like this ever again. I think I'd go insane if I did. So I've made up my mind. I promised that I'd help you no matter what. If Papa was right, if the Arafel truly are real, then I can help you. After all, you deserve happiness, Esther. You have people back in the city waiting for you, and once you are cured, you'll be able to live a normal life again. And I'm not afraid of anymore. There's a chance I could cure you forever. I'll do anything at all. Once you're ready, come meet. She's waiting there. Has she been waiting there all night? No! We were sleeping! Oh, shoot! We were sleeping all night. She's been waiting all night. Shoot. I mean, not all night. All day. Well, that's a bit awkward. She might be like, when you're ready, come meet me in the place we promised to go together. I don't know what will happen, or if it will even work, but I want to try. Please don't be too angry with me. I only want to make you happy. Man. Esther, me too. Esther, me too. The note fell from her fingers. Yeah, she's going to take the pail. Such a princess. Must protect. For a moment she stood there completely stunned, at a loss of how to process everything and respond. Did she want to transfer the illness to herself? Impossible. Esther would never agree to such a thing. What if she already in the Mausoleum? The Arafel. They were down there. From Isaiah's writing, from her own dream, she knew they were there. If they latch onto Sienna the same way they had to her father, she was already lying down there, alone in the dark, paralyzed. There was no other choice. She had to go down there, down to the Mausoleum. She had to stop her friend attempting to cure her. Sienna's life was a trade she would never accept, never ever accept. Alright. We'll end here. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, Esther got that determination. This is not the last part. Man. Is above ground crypt, essentially. I see. Let me change the thing. See ya. I gotta change the name. Forehead. I don't know how to spell forehead. Oh, never mind. I do know how to spell forehead. Alright. Reading say you are filled with determination. Oh yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Oh! Bye-byes. Well, we'll finish this if I ever have time this week. And if not, I'll finish it like right next. Alright. See y'all. Bye-byes. Bye-byes. I'm waving. Also, let me save. Oh my god, save. Yes. 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 Yeah. There's things that are locked. I think I messed something up. There's definitely secrets. I might. No, don't end. 5 more minutes. Sorry, Epic Empire. I just howled. Yeah, I feel like there's like a path that I was supposed to take. It's like a story path. Bruh, there's so many locked stuff. That's the Watch Skolax secret route. Ah, yes. There's one last thing. Rip Epic. Sorry. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all then. Bye-byes. Bye-byes. We'll try and play this another time. I won't be here tomorrow because oh, because I'll be going away on a game. We'll probably like come back at nighttime, which if I do have like an hour or so, then I'll definitely play this game and try and finish it because we're really close to finishing it. I'll see you. Take care. Bye-byes. Bye-byes.